In the heart of every love story lies a choice, a moment that defines not just our present but shapes our entire future. Let me tell you about Thompson and Sarah, a tale that'll make you think twice about what truly matters in love. Thompson wasn't born with a silver spoon. He worked 2 jobs, lived in a modest apartment, and drove a car that had seen better days. But what he lacked in wealth, he made up for in love. The way he looked at Sarah, it was like she held all the stars in the universe. Every morning, he'd leave a handwritten note in her jacket pocket. On rainy days, he'd walk an extra mile just to pick her up from work with an umbrella. When she was sick, he'd skip his meals to buy her medicine. That's the kind of love Thompson had for Sarah. Pure, unconditional, and real. But Sarah wanted more. She dreamed of designer bags, luxury cars, and vacation homes. Then came James, with his tailored suits and promises of a lavish lifestyle. He drove a Mercedes, threw around big words about his business empire, and painted pictures of a life Sarah had always dreamed of. One rainy evening, Sarah did the unthinkable. She left Thompson a letter. "I can't build a future with someone who can't provide the life I deserve." Those words shattered Thompson, but they didn't break him. Instead, they ignited something in him. While Sarah was living her supposed fairy tale with James, Thompson poured his heartbreak into his small business idea. Those sleepless nights, those endless meetings, those countless rejections, they all started adding up. Slowly but surely, his business began to grow. 6 months later, Sarah discovered the bitter truth. James wasn't the successful businessman he claimed to be. The Mercedes rented, the suits borrowed, the promises empty. He was nothing but a skilled liar who had manipulated multiple women with the same story. Broken and ashamed, Sarah found herself walking down the familiar street where Thompson used to live. But things had changed. The modest apartment building had been replaced by a modern office complex. And there, on the biggest sign, was Thompson's name, CEO of a now thriving tech startup. The irony wasn't lost on Sarah. The man she left because he couldn't provide was now more successful than she could have imagined. But more importantly, she realized she had traded genuine love for a superficial dream. Here's the thing about love and success: they're both like plants. They need patience, nurturing, and time to grow. Thompson's story teaches us that true worth isn't in the size of your wallet, but in the size of your heart and the strength of your determination. Remember, sometimes the person who seems least ready to build with you might just be laying the strongest foundation. And while material wealth can be gained and lost, authentic love and genuine character, those are the real treasures that last a lifetime. So before you judge someone's potential, remember Thompson. Sometimes the greatest love stories aren't about finding someone who's already made it, but about finding someone worth building with, from the ground up.